This is a great question, Rossi. Thank you so much for this. A very, very important question. So full disclosure, I've just set this video to record. Give me up to 10 minutes because I'm going to get into this. We're going to dig into it. And I'm just going to go on that pathway to give you that response. So just to let you know, today is it's day 54 of the 100,000 pull-ups in 2023 personal challenge project. I got Ross's question, I think it was yesterday. So it's now Saturday, the 1st of April. I've just done 100 pull-ups now, and I've just had a quick refresher, topped up my water, just about to chalk up, and we'll get into these pull-ups and answer that question. Okay, so why am I doing 100,000 pull-ups? Well, first of all, for those of you that know this already, for those of you that don't know this, last year I set myself a challenge to do 50,000 pull-ups in 2022. And that particular challenge started in February 2022. And the reason for that, here we go. Okay, the reason for that challenge was in January 2022, I got my diagnosis for autism. So I was diagnosed with autism, and to be honest with you, it was something that I was waiting on. I feel like this is maybe a video for a response for another time. Okay. What I wanted to do was I wanted to set myself a challenge, because at that time when I got the news in January, even though it made sense to me as a person, it was still a lot to take on board. It was still a lot to sort of process. And at the time I was thinking, do I want to share this with the world? Do I want to keep this to myself, close friends and family? What do I want to do with this information? And I really, at the time, I was a bit uncertain. I didn't know what to do. So I wanted to focus myself. And I think, if I'm honest with you, during the pandemic, I definitely struggled with socialising and coming out of the pandemic, if you will. I struggled socialising, and I would say at that time my social anxiety was very apparent to me. But I knew that I wanted to connect with others, if that made sense, in real life. So it was definitely a challenge for me. So by setting the challenge, so I'm just keeping an eye on the clock, by setting the 50,000 pull-ups in 2022 personal challenge project, it enabled me to do something which was different. So, of course, saying you're going to do 50,000 pull-ups in 2022 and starting the challenge in Feb 2022 was a physical and mental challenge in itself. But the truth is, the challenge was was interacting socially with regular people, strangers, complete strangers, as well as close friends and family. So I wanted to push myself into that. So I started that challenge on Twitter. And I know you're probably laughing at me now, thinking, because so many people have said, mate, you should go straight on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or whatever. But I didn't. I just chose a platform that I was kind of using a little bit, but I didn't have a massive social media presence, if you will. So by doing vlogs on that challenge, it was taking me out of my comfort zone. I had a little sign that I put up when I was training in the park, because of course at one point the gyms were closed, and I had my sign up as well at different gyms when I was training, and it forced me to interact with complete strangers, because people were saying, what's this sign, what's the challenge, what are you doing? That was a real challenge for me at that moment in time. I can feel it now, even talking to you right now, I can feel what it felt like. That was my way out of that. So by doing a big challenge like 50,000 pull-ups in 2022, it gave me a long period of time to come out of myself, if you will, and just really connect with me, and also connect with close friends, close family, and strangers and really interact back into society. So it was a bit of a social experiment. Physical training for me has been a big part of my life since I can't even remember when, a long, long time. And I set myself challenges for my physical training all the time, and it's always me versus me. But this was a public project, public challenge that was taken to social media, and I was linking it to different charities. Okay, so when that challenge was complete on the 8th of October last year, 2022, and if you're on TikTok now or Instagram, if you go to my collections, you can see there the 50,000 pull-ups. I'm pretty sure you can, and I've tagged it in. Ben James filmed me doing my 50,000th pull-up on TikTok. You should check him out. Anyway, so once that challenge was over, in a way, I felt a beautiful sense of achievement, but also a sense of loss, because I realised that I'd done something which had taken me out of my comfort zone, which was being more public, and it actually helped a lot of people. It's not talked about a lot, this. People want to know about how many pull-ups did you do, all that sort of stuff, but I helped a lot of people along the way by sharing my story. And I connected with different people. They were talking about how they struggled with certain social situations, and the pandemic shone a big light on that for them when they weren't able to do certain things. So it brought together a nice community piece, whether it was in my local park or the gyms. And it's amazing how people just share their stories. I've got so much to say on this. But your question is, why are you doing 100,000 pull-ups? So I knew I wanted to set myself a new challenge, and I completed the 50,000 pull-ups in 2022 challenge. I completed that in 152 days. Yeah, 152 days. All the details regarding the project you can access via my link in bio. So I wanted to double up on that challenge. I wanted to make that challenge just as audacious, even more audacious. So I said, right, 100,000 pull-ups in 2023, let's go. Start in January. Actually start this challenge on the 3rd of Jan. So A, I wanted it to be physically challenging, so doubled up, 50,000 to 100,000. B, I wanted to link it to charity to help other people. It's really important to me that. So I chose 3 charities, Shelter, Mind, and the Trussell Trust. And I thought, you know what, just say a pound a pull-up. A pound a pull-up, why not? 100,000 pull-ups is a big challenge. A pound a pull-up, because there are a lot of people out there, a lot of organisations that support charities, and whilst I can't control how that goes, what I can do is I can do what I'm doing now. I can bring people on this journey. I can do the physical side of it. I can share hints, tips, help other people in some way, how to break down big goals, big challenges like this. So 100,000 pull-ups for me had to be physically challenging and mentally challenging. Let me tell you, it's both of those things. But I wanted to stretch it out over a year so I can continue to do videos like this, content creation like this, help other people in some way. And honestly now, if you look back at me on Twitter, when I did the last challenge, I mean, even I look at videos of myself, I had a much shorter beard then, much shorter beard. And I didn't really know what I was doing, if I'm honest with you, on social. I just thought I'm just going to be myself, go out there and put certain bits of content. And yeah, it definitely helped. It gave me confidence to do it in that way. And also, I'm a great believer that it doesn't matter what I know. It doesn't matter what I know. It's what I do with what I know. Knowledge is not enough. It's sharing that knowledge with other people. So if I can just help one person on the 100,000 pull-ups challenge in some way to inspire them to realise that it doesn't matter what your big challenge is to you, you can break it down into component parts, whatever it is. You don't have to do 100,000 pull-ups. It might be just going to the gym for the first time, starting to run or something like that. I hope this answers your question. It's an immense question. Thank you so much for the question. I'm super high energy right now. I'm going to continue with the pull-ups. Take care and I'll see you soon.